Brr. Stream. Here we are. Back again. In my little pixel project here. Doing stuff. Trying to make sure that I'm streaming still. It might be a short stream. I don't know. I've been real busy lately, but not with this, which kind of makes me sad. I don't want this falling off, and there's still things I got to learn. I really got to get back to the multiplayer scripting. Maybe that's what I'll do today. Today's goals. Hmm, yeah. Yeah. Uh, uh, make sure everything still works. Oh, it's still running in two-player. That's fine. I got noises. You know, let's look into something to fix. That'd be. We got bullets. We got enemies. But we have some bad behaviors. Not the enemy behaviors. Those are actually going okay. These behaviors. Where the heck is that bullet even going? Why is it shooting down? Why is it shooting off to the side? That's more important than the multiplayer stuff right now, so let's dig into that. Welcome, we're doing an Unreal project. And in this project, there's going to be like consoles and arcade things that are spewing out these old 8-bit looking guys, and it's kind of like Doom. They still have sides and stuff, but when you run around them, they're facing other directions in there. It's a neat little system. I'm very proud of. And then you get little pixel guns. There's a number of problems. There's a number of bugs. There's a time crunch, oddly, even though I should have all the time in the world. I have the opposite of that, and I'm confused as to why. I did it myself, to me. It's good stuff, though, that I'm working on. What we need to figure out is what's going on with these guns. Now, I have a few theories. Theory the first. Collision, either around the muzzle of the gun, that is somehow moving it around in a different direction when you get close to stuff, or on the bullets themselves, or some sort of weird collision thing is happening. Now, normally, collision is just, you just stop, collide. Makes sense, right? So, that's why this is just a theory. Evidence points to something pointing it in the wrong way, and one object pushing into another somehow. That makes sense. Is this the, what is this? This is the actual blueprint. That's right, there's base weapon. Well, the first thing is, how do I have this set up? Gun. Pixel, look at that. Look at that little guy. Look at that. Little cute pixel gun. That's where the bullets are coming from. That's where the... What? Oh, I moved the trace beginning and end around dynamically, I'm pretty sure. Ugh. Alright, let's just skip right up to here. This is the actual thing. Get trace start, multi-sphere trace for objects. Trace end. The radius of the hit scan. Debug draw. I'm telling it to draw for a second. It ain't doing that. Anyways, this technically works. What all did I hit? What did that bullet run into? So that's not the bullet yet. Let's look at this closer. Everything that comes back in this multi-sphere trace for objects, because I set this originally up following a tutorial, which has been over a week since I've gone back to them, and I need to go back to these tutorials, but it was for melee weapons, like a big stick. And so this is just the base weapon. So this counts for gun and stick. That's probably one of the problems. I should probably have a separate gun and stick. Anyways, for each thing this goes over, who's the hit actor? Get their ability component. Is that thing valid? If it's not, we don't care. Don't do anything with it. If it is, out of all these actors that got hit, because we're making this array here for actors. No, this isn't that array. It's this array for out hits. Where am I setting hit actors? Where am I making that array? It's not inheriting it from anywhere. Anyways, it's only going to overlap pawns. Hit actors. Oh, I'm going to have to search that down. Anyways, if you're in... Oh, I see. Okay, we're building it here. So hit actors is empty. And then we're saying, all right, from the hit result of all of these things that got hit, does it already contain this guy? No? All right, add that guy. Does it already contain that guy? Don't do anything because we only want to do this once. Apply gameplay effects back to self. This is our payload, basically, our spec handle on this gameplay ability component. And then we call hit scan start. Where is hit scan start? Where are you getting called from? Nowhere. I'm just here. What's up, boss? Is that an override? No, that would be down in function. That's just on the graph. That must be something for the gameplay ability system, because hit scan timer, clear and validate timer by handle. Just this thing. It shouldn't technically matter. Also, we didn't really technically change anything. All right, that's where trace start and trace end are coming into play. Why are they down here? There's something else somewhere that is affecting the position of trace start and trace end. So let's see what all stuff is referencing Pixel Pistol. Where is my... I haven't used it in so long. Where's the reference viewer? Here we go. Let me see if this turns on the reference viewer when I hit this button. Blurble. Alright, so equip weapon and the data table list are both pointing to this. Oh, please go back. It's not what I wanted. I wanted to open this. So our weapons. No, don't move the... Move the window. Oh my goodness. I'm moving it around on my screen doing bad things. Grenade launcher, pistol, rifle, and pixel pistol. So these are not the weapons that I'm using. These are all from the test thing, and we don't need them. What even is this? Why do we even have a... I don't have the rifle on here. Why can't I choose it? Pixel. It won't. This won't let me choose the spawn. Oh, wait, I know what this is for. It's for putting weapons to pick up on the ground. Still, it should let me reference the rifle. Because eventually we'll have to pick them up. Picks a rifle. This thing. Why won't it let me choose it? It doesn't matter. I'm just down a rabbit hole. It's not what we're going after right now. And we'll have to fix the rifle in its own time. Equip weapon. GA, gameplay ability. So, for those of you who might be newly seeing this, I get a thing called stream brain, which a lot of streamers get. Because this isn't how we normally work. So I apologize if I do things like forget how to make a basic thing occur in Unreal. I'm trying not to look up anything while I'm on stream. I'm just trying to do stuff. Right now is my time to do stuff, and also I'm streaming. So, the combination of that means sometimes I forget how to walk. But we're really trying not to have that matter. All right, and this thing references a bunch of other stuff. I don't care. This points to the pistol because of this. We're equipping the pistol, and we know this works. Something's preventing the client from getting the server. What the server has at this point, if you use the rifle switch, yeah, okay, there's a bug here with this. I should always make my bugs red. But we're spawning the actor. It has its own transforms. I need to name these better. But which guy's holding the gun? Do I have that right? Equip weapon. It's the socket name. It's where you're slapping it. Are you controlling the character that owns it? Only if yes, attached to the actor. Re-add first-person mesh if you need. Yeah, this must be the first-person mesh. One mesh controls what you see as the player. One mesh controls what other players see. I've been trying to consolidate that, which is why the meshes currently don't have heads when seen by other players. It's part of the multiplayer extravaganza of fixing we'll do at some point soon. I'm also and I heard there's some sort of multiplayer scripting reference chart thing for remote procedure calls. I don't know what that is. I gotta look into that. I gotta make multiplayer as performant as possible with blueprints. Because normally you want to be like, let's move this to C++, and then apparently you want to use the RCP reference stuff, and it's also use the gameplay ability system. Stuff's all done there, but it's also don't do this stuff every frame. That's bad. Make it not every frame for multiplayer replication. Look at all that stuff. Oh, look, the window's wrong now. Screen pollution. Anyways, when you unequip it, destroy the actor. Set your weapon properties to unarmed. That's all this stuff. I don't care. Okay, so I didn't change anything that I know of. The weird thing are these, right? Where are we setting trace end and trace start? Because there's a trace end in there, We're getting trace end here. It's working. Something's putting them somewhere. But what is it? If they're moving, then it doesn't matter where these are actually positioned. So this should still be able to shoot, even if I say the trace end is over here, and the trace start is right here. Now, if this changes anything, something broken somewhere else. All right, I'm going to set this not to be multiplayer. I was just talking about multiplayer performance. My computer totally doesn't like multiplayer right now. Pew, 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 pew. Alright, so there's no changes whatsoever by moving where the trace occurs. Because I'm moving it elsewhere. Good. Don't need to trace that trace. Alright, so maybe it's the projectile. Go into projectile base. What are you doing? Well, on begin play, go to the actual location of me. I've been spawned, so that's a different thing. That comes from an ability. Don't need that. Alright, you've activated the ability. Is the player the controller? Yeah. Set the projectile class. Pixel, pistol, C, projectile. BP, projectile, pixel. We have projectiles per weapon. So this is the one for shoot pistol, which is specifically the pixel pistol. So we're getting the speed and setting it as our speed. Play montage and wait. So we actually have a montage because the player is actually the 3D model, which means we could use montages. Where the heck did I put them? Mannequins, animals, pistol. It's gonna be a montage. It's not a good montage, but it exists. When you shoot, that's what it looks like. Does it go back? No. I didn't. No. I just needed the montage setup. All this character animation stuff, that's me asking animators I've worked with in the past for help directly. That's what that is. Tutorials online, sure. But if I want these guys to be 3D models and I want them to look like not crap, I will ask the people who know directly. Because this ain't, I don't know what this is. I've been trying to learn. It's always fallen by the wayside because there's other stuff. However, notifies right here. Send gameplay event. Event shoot projectile. Right when that starts, you hit the button and bam, you're shooting a projectile. And it calls send gameplay event. It's the other. No, play montage and wait. So am I telling? So shoot montage. I'm saying that's it. Pistol fire one montage. That's that montage. So I'm telling it to play the montage. And then I'm waiting for that montage to get back to me with that event. So if there's like a little delay and then you shoot and it's in the middle of the montage and then this happens, this means I don't need to set timers or delays, right? Better, more efficient. Also a little bit more rock solid. Because if you have a timer or a delay or whatever for stuff like this, whenever you change the timing over there, you got to come change it over here. With a setup like this, you change it over here, and by over here, that's fictional space. You don't have to change this. It's just going to keep working. All right, get avatar actor for this. So this is the person just shooting. It's my attack target. This is an interface that exists on player character. Ignore that redness. It is not an interface that exists on the player character. What the heck is this interface? What the? Is that just for AI? And by AI, I mean NPCs? GI targeting. Gameplay interfaces. GI targeting. Who's using you? Boop. Shoot pistol. Enemy base is using GI targeting. All right. So here's what's happening. You couldn't see that screen. Trust me. Players don't have it. Players' return is not valid. NPCs, I'm going to make a note. No, not there. Not that. Make a note where I hit the button. Just a little note to myself for the future so I don't have to do that again. We don't care about the NPCs right now. They're shooting just fine. Player, no, I don't have an attack target. What are you talking about? That's a crazy thing. Well, you're the player controller. If somehow there's an enemy without an attack target, and it comes back, no, I'm not a player controller. I'm just an enemy without an attack target. We just end this ability. Sorry, bucko, you don't get to shoot. But if you are also the player, and we wait on getting this target data, make target location info from owner actor. Target is gameplay ability. Creates a target location from where the owner avatar is. All right, so where am I at? That starts the location. And then the endpoint is from the data. That doesn't seem perform it, but I'm not going to change it right now. Spawns target actor and waits for it to return valid data or to be canceled. This node will complete at a later time. Late nodes can be only placed in event graphs. So there's a trace. So it's getting target location data from the player. It's creating one. This is a trace even though it's not called trace. Trace affects aim pitch. Do you think? Let's test something out. All right, see how that was shooting at the generator? Is this going to do anything? No, that did a nothing, so we'll put it back the way it was. Not the problem. Shoot projectile. All right, I don't care if you're a player or if you're an NPC. You have been given authorization to create the projectile from the end of your weapon. So we have a point on the weapon. this stuff comes from, which exists independently of the animation. It took some time to set that up because the animation was just making it horrible. So we have the damage effect class, make the outgoing, blah, 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 blah. That's just getting information, get spawn location of the pistol, spawn actor for gameplay class, projectile, it's inherited all that stuff. We've already set that. Instigator, get player character and index 0. No. That's bad. Doesn't work right in MP. Yeah, you know why? Because I'm using get player character. How does this inherit the projectile class? It was somewhere else. I don't remember where. Get avatar actor from actor info. You know, that's what we're going to want here in a second. And we're going to go back and see if that's actually going to break stuff when we use this. This is the instigator. I don't want to cast. All right. I'm going to have to engage. I'm going to have to fight through Stream Brain for this. Here's the problem. This is a character object reference. This is an actor object reference. They don't work together. I want to know who the instigator is. What happens if I take this out? Is I'm just gonna hit myself with a bullet every time I shoot. That explains the multiplayer problem. So what I need to do is get the character. Okay. You're not the AI controller. That's not what I want. Right. So there has to be some way of getting the character from this. And all it's giving me when I type in character is cast. Now here's the problem. We're firing a projectile. It shouldn't hit ourselves. So this instigator should be a reference to the owner of this ability, because this is an ability we're firing off. It's a gameplay ability to shoot a projectile. So, get actor. Can I do a get character? Get character. I need to have it. Get avatar info from actor info. What I need to do is somehow get this as a character. Right? That's what I need to do. Requires a character. Pawn. Pawn. I just need you to hook up into the stupid thing here, you piece of crap. That's all I need. That's what I need. Action for 2 pins. These 2 pins, they don't go together, even though the pawn is the broader class. I'm going to ask the internet. Hello, Miro board. How are you doing? I don't think I'm going to get to any of that today. The heck is this called? Get avatar actor from actor info. Lied to me, computers. Nope, first answer is wrong. No, it has to be more dynamic than that. It's just telling me to cast 2. It could be player character, or it could be an NPC character. I can't cast to just one. It wants me to cast the native engine class. This is what Google's AI is telling me because I don't want to search through a million different posts. So I'm just letting the AI talk to me. And if it blows up my project, then I'll go, I don't know, sit in the shame corner because that's bad. So what I need to look at is that's a character. What's enemy base? That they're both characters. So I should just be able to cast a character. That's what it's telling me. That's what it said. Is this going to work? Why was that playing? All right. Well, it didn't fix the problem, but it should fix a different bug fortuitously. That's the wrong window. Why does it do this every time? That window. All right. Cool. So he's not shooting himself anymore every time he shoots. Player 2. Headless player 2. See, look, he's spitting out a bullet. But that bullet isn't happening client side. It's working client side, but it just isn't happening client side. Right? Different bug. But now the bullet does not collide with him because it doesn't just say player 1 as the instigator. Works right in MP now. We figured that out before. You know what? You know what? You know what I'm going to do now? Do you understand what I am going to do? Number 1, I was right about that. Common problem. AI knew it. I didn't have to search through a million posts. I just had to burn down a rainforest and eat up a lake. Anyway. Did I even have that written down? No. I fixed that, didn't I? Oh, it still doesn't display right. No. This is what we're currently doing. Player 2 hits self with bullets. Yeah. Look at this. Oh, bask in the glory of a fixed problem. I know it ain't much. I take my victories where I can. You guys didn't even see that. I don't have it turned on. There's a dramatic recreation. Yay. But that still doesn't solve the why is it aiming at stuff it shouldn't problem. it's probably like one check mark somewhere. One little problem. So we fixed one thing. I can't believe that worked. Now we're going to go fix another thing. So that was in the gameplay ability. Da, 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 da. We got too much stuff open. I'm not doing behaviors right now. Enemy base. Not doing behaviors right now. Projectile base. All right. Continue. Deep breath, everybody. Here we go. What? Yeah. What is my location? I am a projectile. Get actor location of me. Get the direction to the target location. What's the target location? Because it's happening right at begin play. It's working 99% of the time. It's replicated. It's my speed, getting all that. Set the velocity. In projectile movement. I mean, that's working. It just wouldn't work if... Because I'm like, okay, we're setting it here in this movement component that might not be turned on. Something to consider. Make gameplay queue parameters. We're not changing any of them aside from the location. Execute gameplay queue on actor burst. Queue spawn. So the queue is just the effects, sound effects and visual effects. So that's fine. Set timer by event. 2 seconds. That's how long a bullet will last. If you just shoot in the air, 2 seconds later it's gone. So we don't want crap hanging around in the world forever. And then destroy. But also, when it overlaps. Now, this is the projectile already in the air. Only the server's applying damage. It's only happening when it overlaps. Apply gameplay spec to self. It says all the payload of everything. Actor location of the owner of the component, the gameplay ability system component from the other actor, because enemies and players, all of the gameplay system component. And if that is not valid, just play the impact effects and destroy the actor because you've hit a wall. But otherwise, report a damage event so that the NPC AI knows what the heck's going on. Okay, that's nothing. So this is hit correct thing, do damage. This is hit wall and just vanish. And I have it printing out the name of the wall that it hits. Don't need that anymore. You really, really don't. Did I do that right? Did I just mess that up? Okay, no, that was right there. Don't delete stuff in between two nodes, especially if you have ADHD. Just drag it. This message I'll leave in here. The other actor is not valid, just for when that matters. All right, I don't need that message spam. And nothing happens when you're destroyed. You just get destroyed. Have a nice day. And then we're playing impact effects. So none of this has anything to do with my problem. Not playing impact sound on client. Of course not. Nothing on here says to play it any other way. I'll get back to that. All right. This is not in the projectile base. Going back to the pixel pistol. Trace start and trace end. Do you guys have collision? Because you really shouldn't. All right, good. They don't. What kind of components are you? They're just scene components. They're just scenes. And now I'm scrolling through this stuff, looking for anything that could Affected. I don't think that is. Does it need to be visible? It's not really because there's no art, but that doesn't matter if it's not. If I can try something. This is just a wild goose chase. Don't mind me. Ignore everything I'm doing. Didn't matter. Okay. Do 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 do. Because there's still some stuff I'm not sure on that we're gonna dig a little bit deeper into. But I just want to make sure there's nothing going on here. This is independent of everything that's happening. That's where the bull comes out. This has no collision or anything either. What a weird location. It, however, doesn't have any rotation, and its rotation should never change. It seems like what's happening is the rotation of this component is going frickin' nuts somewhere. So let's go back into the weapon base and check out what all is referencing the spawn point. Beep. Get spawn point location. Because rotation in there. Where is this get spawn point location being used? Just right here. We're never calling it, apparently. What? That doesn't make any sense. It's not going to happen if you don't call it. Am I just not? Do I just have a function I'm not using? Why would I do that? This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. What's calling hit scan? Seriously, what's calling hit scan? Where are you being called? You're being called by another. So timed by event. The event is create event hit scan. So then, what's calling hit scan start? Nothing. I'm just right here. I didn't set any of these event dispatchers up. I don't think. I think those are just generic whenever I grab the purchase. So I think I may have grabbed this projectile from the stuff in the game and made a copy. No, that doesn't even make sense. I have to go back through my tutorials. This makes it very annoying whenever you have stuff that's obviously called somewhere else, by something else somewhere. It's like, all right, well, what's calling it? Oh. Back when I was starting out, I had a mission editor. Everything you needed for that mission was inside the mission file you made with the mission editor. You didn't have to worry about one actor passing a value to another actor because the mission controlled all of that. It's limiting in a lot of ways. However, you knew what was talking to what where, and you had it all out in front of you. Since that was my original way of learning, that's really what I'm used to still after quite a while. And I have to keep being like, no, think in the other way around. All right, what could possibly, oh, for crying out loud, possibly be using this? The first person character calls weapon base, melee attack base, and then every weapon Hey, buddy, I haven't opened you in a long time. Do you have some cool hidden information for me? You might. Probably where all that stuff's getting called from. Cast to be your first person character. Set it as the owning character. Get owner. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, they don't need the weapon manager. All right, I was about to say it's interesting because I don't know if this component is something NPCs are using, because if so, it's wrong. But no, it's fine. I was already here? Are you telling me I was just here? I was just here. I was just here. How was I just here? I thought this has been forever since I looked at the component manager. Stream brain. Okay. So this is just the equipping and unequipping of weapons. That's all the component manager handles. Make sure you get the... I mean, I'm going to have to be back in here to fix the rifle somehow at some point. It's just the animation class because we're using the 3D guy for this. Weapon config abilities to grant. It's because every weapon has abilities that it adds on to it. Owning character movement. Whatever is in the movement properties of the equipped weapon. Set it here because maybe we'll have weapons that don't do that stuff. That shouldn't affect the bullet? Should it? I need to know exactly which way this weapon is pointing while you're holding it. I really do. This thing's just a scene component. I wonder if I added an arrow. That's a... Ain't no mistaking that arrow. That's the direction you're pointing. Let's make this half as big. That's not set up to show up in game. Yeah. It's not hidden in game. All right. There it is. Is it changing? No. Spawn point orientation is not changing, or else I would have shown it there. Because this thing isn't fake. This is the actual object that you're picking up, that you have in your character's hands. Because it's a child of the weapon base and it has all the logic that it needs in order to do everything. So I don't have like a separate entity that is the look of an object, the look of the weapon versus the weapon that you're holding. So if this arrow is correct, then the weapon orientation at the time of firing is not the problem. Because if I took this thing and rotated it, it's going to rotate that arrow. Does that affect where I'm shooting? No, it doesn't. But see, it still affects the pointing of the... I don't have any logic for ramming this thing into a wall. And look, the bullets are independent. All right, so what that tells me Because number one, I don't need that arrow. Number two, whatever I just did to fix where the bullet was coming out of last week or whatever, freaking broke. Well, it broke stuff. I used it to fix one thing and it made another thing happen that was already happening in another way. So it wasn't that thing. But I don't know where else to go with it. Why would, if I'm aiming like this, the bullet's going down this line, why would getting close to an object make it go down this line? Or down here? I did it to myself. I did it to myself. I did. I just have to find out where. I'm a solo dev, so literally everything in here that works or doesn't work is something I did to myself. You know how it goes. Where's the part where I shoot the projectile? It's this. I can't break that. Can I split this? I can't split it. I can't break it. And it's a very obtuse node. Because it's a trace that doesn't say that it's a trace. Gameplay ability targets actor single line trace. You are an engine thing. You're not even a thing that I made. Trace profile, no collision. Doesn't matter, we shut it off. That's fine. Debug, yes. What does that do? Do I get to see it? No, I don't get to see crap. Oh, I also got to make a button that whenever I hit it, it just gets rid of all the enemies. Why? What is it? What is right here? What is number one? Super slow-mo. Number two. I'm aiming like this, and for some reason, this is getting an aim target down here. I need more debug data. Because I'm pretty sure this is going wrong. Would this automatically convert? What even are you? Get name, get string, get... Oh, we're getting the endpoint. I don't need to filter the target data. I just need to see what this data is. What is this in? Shoot pistol. Gameplay ability. Alright. Gonna do the thing. Gonna try to make the thing work. What thing? Hold on. Hold on. This thing. No object data selected. Oh, for crying out loud. It's just like, why? I can't. Oh, there we go. So is this every projectile? Oh man, the wrong button. Why are you getting weird targets? That's all that's happening. Alright, so we got shoot pistol. That's the thing. I am the source. Wee, slow dash. Dash, cooldown, everything else. just need more of the target data. I need to know what the heck it's shooting at. And then getting XYZ coordinates from this isn't going to matter. I think this has gone wrong. No, not there. My mouse was nowhere near that. For crying out loud. I think something here went wrong to make projectiles not aim correctly. Another thing to check real quick. When it's aiming, what is it aiming at? Inside this generator, what is it aiming at? It's cubed. This? The box for the overlap all dynamic. Yeah, it's because I need to know whenever the player comes over here. Why is it set to... Why is it set to block projectiles? It's a collision box. Why would it block? Number one, it doesn't, because the projectiles only get blocked by... I got this thing going on again. The projectiles are set not to get destroyed unless they hit another actor. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to this asset. Hey, you big jerk, come over here. This here, you're going to have to be custom. And you're going to have to overlap projectiles instead of block them. If this works, I'm not going to do something dumb. I'll be happy, because then I'll know what the problem is. Hey. Okay. Not the problem, but I get near interactive things. Does this start using the wrong trace? I don't understand. Does it happen with you? Yeah, and it's happening just with interactive objects. Does it happen with normal walls? No, it's only interactive objects. Does it happen with you? It does, because it's happening with interactive objects. It's not... It's just... The heck? No. I'm holding my breath again. Inertia conditioning? The fuck? I didn't swear. You swore. Stop swearing. This is a swear-free zone. Gotta bite my tongue for a little while. Alright, this advanced stuff is only for the physics. Get out of there. Query only. You shouldn't be affecting anything. But for some reason, whenever a projectile appears, then it's pulled towards your center. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, that's not what I want at all. It's just up by 50, right? So I'm going to just do this as a test case. Look at that, I'm shooting like up. What the? If I shoot too fast, you probably can't hear me at all. If I shoot too fast, I'm shooting upwards. The heck? You know, I'm half tempted just to start the whole projectile thing over. I gotta add that button to get rid of all the enemies. Alright. Yeah, that's it. That's the volume. It's the interact volume that's causing it. What? Short stream, huh? Me? Yeah, me. It was supposed to be. Now it's the normal length stream. It's these volumes. It's these volumes causing the problem. I'm sorry, I'm just... Is it then a problem with these volumes, or is there something else that's interacting with these volumes in an incorrect manner? Where's my Sherlock Holmes cap? Someday, someone's going to look back on these streams, and they're going to see this like... I don't know what they're going to assume about me, but I say to you right now that this is the most... You're a normal professional game dev experience. You're just seeing it in real time. There's a problem. I'm investigating the problem. I found something with the problem. I'm trying things to fix the problem. Low impact attempts. A little bit of trial and error. A little bit of going and researching. We're trying to figure it out. So you take this experience and you multiply it across the lifetime of an entire project. If you got a 50-person project, I guarantee you at least 10% of people are combing through problems like this every day. Every day. Now, it's not this exact same problem, but it's just when any problem shows up and you have to dig into the tools to figure out what's going on. This is what it's like. You're seeing it. You're seeing it with your own two eyes. The only difference is this little pixel guy throwing up his hands in the corner. And if you really wanted that, you can make that part of the dev experience too. The thing that's missing is literally all the swearing. Because it helps. Because seriously, what the heck is going on with this? I didn't want to say heck. I really wanted to say something else. Power word flippity jutes. Maybe someday I'll be doing stuff like this. Like, what the crap is going on? And someone watching will be like, it's this. And I'll be like, what? And I'll go look and they'll be right. And I will cry a river of tears of joy. The glorious future. Potentially. So this is the Interact UI box. That's all this thing does. This cube is the on-off button. This is the generator mesh. This is the temp name because it's just temporarily showing it in the world. Things are named a little bit more appropriately, so I drive myself a little bit less crazy in the future. You're welcome, future me. But it's this thing, the Interact UI box. This is causing the problem. Somewhere in here is something that somehow is setting itself as the target of the line trace. That box is getting this target data endpoint as the target place to shoot the projectile, even though we should only be looking for pawns. Now, we have to use wait target data, I think. You know, I could change what this is. Spawns target actor. It's spawning single line trace. That's the actor this is spawning, instead of me creating a single line trace. So why don't I steal the line trace I'm doing somewhere else? No, I don't need you. I don't need you. Where'd I put it? Was that on the projectile? No, the line trace on the projectile. That's crazy. Why would I do that? This is all the other stuff it does. Is it on the pistol? I got rid of the. Hold on. It's a multi-sphere trace. That is overkill. That's basically for a melee stick. But all that logic's in there anyways. So the trace start and trace end is actually on the object as the thing to check. For anything that calls hit scan, it has to call this from another whatever out there in Blueprint world to do this multi-sphere line trace, which we're not doing because this is not how our gun happens. So even though this logic exists, this isn't doing anything there. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna come back here, and we're not gonna wait. Make target location info from owner actor. What if I just say line trace? For pawns, it needs start location for its line trace and an end location. Where are we? We're in the GA shoot pistol. So in order to do this, we already have the pistol. We'll probably need to cast to the pistol, but that's okay because it's the frickin' pistol. Can't just grab it directly, can I? No. Cast to Pixel Pistol. You, my friend, are a pure cast. What that means is I don't need to add it into the flow. It just happens here. Let's do the same thing. Here's the only thing I don't like about this approach. Where does that end? Now I got to do all the math, saying, well, it starts at the thing, and it goes off this far in front of it. And I can't find the thing that was using the line trace that had that cool logic. No, I shouldn't have called it. It's that. It's the spawn point component. Get component spawn point. No, you don't have to get a child component. Get location. That's where you're starting. Where was that? Okay, there's a thing that encapsulated most of that logic into like one node. Where did I see that earlier? That was awesome. That was awesome. It was awesome. Actually, it's not a line trace for objects. It just needs to go in a straight freaking line. Where's the other line traces? By profile. Profile name. Okay, we don't want that. It's the same thing. I need to know an endpoint. Because it's going to trace, it's going to go forward, it's going to return something in the endpoint. And I just needed to either shoot to whatever the end of that trace thing is. Yeah, I just need to shoot at whatever the end of the thing is. Why do we even have to do a line trace? Because the collision is already handled in the projectile. Correct? Correct. Thank you. Where's the... Get out here. Where's the... Okay, that's... Okay, I don't need you. Because that logic is just for melee. Right, right. It's not my weapons manager. Literally just looking for a place to copy the work that I've already done. Was it here? Is it you? No. So you don't do line traces. But you have a target location from another way, so I don't need you. Do I need to do anything different with your logic? No. Ba 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 ba. But it would have been something I would have looked at earlier today, right? We, us, as a group, you, me, I've already seen this today because I remember commenting that was a pretty cool bit of functionality. Where the crap was it? Oh. Do I do it here? No. He's saying I don't do it in the weapon base. It's not part of this craziness. Okay. You're just art. No, I don't have this hooked up. Pow, 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 pow. We'll make that 12 frames a second like everything else. Maybe we'll make it 24. You guys can't see that. Here, check this out. As it's going to look like when you shoot. You're going to go boom, boom, boom. It's going to have a little thing. And the hammer, blah, 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 blah. Don't have that hooked up yet. Don't want to hook any of that stuff up until this is just working. What are you? Creates a target location from where the owner avatar is and the owner of this shoot pistol as the start. Why is this returning the wrong thing? Is it buried in here? Oh, this gets my goat. Get target data endpoint. I don't know why it has an index. I guess it just returns the first thing the trace returns, which is why it's saying, hey, wait a minute. My brain. My brain. My brain. No. Yes. Why didn't I make a base interactive actor? Does just making it ignore projectiles fix the problem? No. No, it doesn't. It's still, even though this thing is ignoring this frickin' volume, setting the volume to ignore projectiles doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's going to make my eyes bleed. Oof. Why? It doesn't care if a projectile enters it. Wait a minute. What is my projectile? Is my projectile a projectile? I've got projectile movement on it. Where do I say this thing's a projectile? There's a collision section. Where? Here. Use the default value specified by the native class or config value. I don't think this is getting configured anywhere else. What are my choices? So this isn't sphere collision. Custom. Okay, this is where it says I'm a projectile. I'm ignoring world dynamic. I am not ignoring other these things. Why am I ignoring vehicles, destructibles, blocked by world static? I'm ignoring world dynamic? Not ignoring pawns. So what are these terms? Use CCD, continuous detection, motion aware collision detection, smooth edge, multi-body overlap, trace complex, consider for actor placement. A little bit in over my head on what that stuff means, but at a basic level, it's ignoring world dynamic. It's hitting pawns, it's hitting physics bodies. But this is just the thing that makes it go away. None of that matters. I need the thing. Here it is. Oh my god, it was right here all the time. But it still needs a 2. Get unit direction, vector. I need the forward. So if I... why can't I get the forward of myself? Because it's just a location. Get actor forward vector. And then to make it stretch, I multiply it by its speed. Do I have access to that information here? I mean, I could just multiply it by, like, I don't know. Nope. Nope. Get a float. I'll make this something like 10,000. Is that going to work? Creates a target data with a single hit result. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not using you. You're not being used. Shut the hell up. Whoa. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this is going to work. I don't. Nope. Yeah, I'm firing at myself. Oh, I'm firing at 000, I think. My math be bad. Get off here. Get off here. I had errors. You think. Line trace for objects. And shoot pistol. There was an error in here. Right here. There's a value it couldn't get. What am I even doing this for? Oh, I'm returning this. Still going to give me a bunch of errors, though. Yep, gave me the error. And it played in the wrong direction. I just need to say, take gun. When I pull the trigger, you're going to shoot a projectile in my forward vector, right? What am I even doing all this crap for? Length 1.0 from this actor in world space. Can I modify the length? You mean to tell me that in this location, which you have saying that there is a length, get the forward vector length from this actor in world space. Just X. So the target location just has to multiply that by a stupid number. Right? I don't care pre-shoot and then it goes to a target it already selected. I need the projectile to determine that. Why did I overcomplicate that so much? Because that's what happened. I did overcomplicate that like crazy. But this is it. That's all I wanted. That's it. It's not aiming up and down. It's not I broke it. I broke it. It doesn't take your aim into it just goes forward on the X. I was so close. I was so close. I just need a little more math. I need math. The power of mathematics. How is it set up on the rifle? Which doesn't work. I'm just still curious. It doesn't. It's just the weapon base. It's still just the weapon base. And the weapon base is never looking for a hit scan. So this being the weapon base literally means nothing because I'm not going to have melee weapons in the game as of right now. No plan for it. So all this stuff is the base class for a type of weapon that I'm not using, and I'm using the breathe. All right. Okay. All right. That's how you want to be past me. Want to fight? Past me wants to fight me now? And me now wants to fight future me? Yeah. Three-way rumble. Let's fight. This is for melee only. For melee only. It's literally for me. What I should really do, really, but I'm so busy. But what I really should do is make ranged weapon base. Like I should copy the pistol, say your ranged weapon base. Unparented. Right? You're just a blueprint. Actor is your parent class. And then I should reparent the pistol and the rifle to it. And then set things to be changed in an individual level. Instead of this enormous pile of BS I've set up for myself. Now the tutorial is following. You know, it works. You can equip stick. Swing stick, hit thing with stick, do damage with stick. And this does it. If I ever want a sword, it has an animation even with combos. This right here, this is great. This is not for projectile weapons, and it gets me nothing whatsoever. As long as it shoots the correct projectile, though it doesn't matter. But it will matter eventually. but it won't matter because it inherits stuff. At some point, I have data tables that determine what all of these weapons do, their rate of fire, their damage, how long it takes to reload them. Not their damage, the projectiles, but the data table will point to the projectile they should use. And then this stuff will just read that crap in, whether it's the whatever, going from the ability or whatever. That's what I want, because I can make a whole spreadsheet that is the weapon spreadsheet. And then I can export that and then import it over here. And blah, 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 blah. You can balance a fairly large game's weapon data in less than a day. All of them, hundreds and hundreds of them. Because spreadsheet and numbers. Quick and easy. Already works in Unreal. I don't have it working. I'm sure it needs set up. So, it's only shooting straight forward. It's only shooting straight forward. I just got an email from a Kickstarter that I backed. I am reading it on stream. What Kickstarter is that? What's it called? Zimmerman's Guide to the End of Time and what you could do about it or whatever. D&D stuff. Ah, you know, D&D, any tabletop role-playing game, someone's got, let's say, like, black powder rifle. They want to shoot it in a direction. We roll dice. And he's like shooting at a guy a little bit above him, like on a ledge. This problem can't happen. It can't. Because it's just in our imaginations. And you aim the thing and you do it and it projectile, bloop. Because it's just in our minds. You roll the dice, how if you hit or not. You don't have to show it because human brain make up for it. Tabletop role-playing games are very much designed to table. Instant. If I'm with a group of people and I say, it's an ancient castle adorned with sculptures of skulls, and the portcullis is halfway open at the beginning, and stormy day, drizzling rain starts falling from the sky, making the gray rocks slick. You can see figures cavorting about around a fire inside the main area past the castle's gate. They look misshapen. What do you do? Look at that whole scene, not expertly, but that whole scene painted in your brain. And you go, oh, what would I do? I stealthily make my way up, half in cover, slide up to the side of the gate, look through the bottom part of the portcullis, try to make sure they don't see me, to get a clearer view. What are they doing? Oh, they have so many eyes all over their bodies and hair sprouting from everywhere it shouldn't, leaping about. Sometimes they touch the flame in a way that obviously burns and sizzles, but they seem to enjoy it. There's 7 of them. They're dancing in a circle around a large bonfire, maybe 15 foot across. They only seem human-shaped, but it appears they have no bones. What do you do? Ah, fireball. No, Bob, did you just see that they like the fireball? I cast fireball. All right, well, if you guys go, it's going to be a surprise round because they don't know you're there. I cast fireball. Roll initiative and we'll see. Okay, Bob, you're first. I cast fireball. Fireball does nothing. What do you mean it does nothing? That's role playing. There's the heart of it right there. All that stuff I just did, just describing it. Video games be hard because you can't. I mean, text-based games you could. Then we abandoned that to actually show everybody everything that's going on. So now, you have your pixel pistol. It seems to be 5 enemies. 2 of them are strange, disc-shaped beings with weird legs and eyeballs, very large, looking left and right. The other ones are giant black orbs with a glowing slit that looks something like an eyeball. They're floating around. Oh, the beans seem to notice you and they're coming forward. What do? Oh, I shoot at them. All right, well, you're currently on an elevated platform and you can't shoot at them because it, we're not taking the y coordinate into consideration. What? Yeah. What do you mean you're not taking the y coordinate into consideration? We're just taking the x and its length. It's just going to shoot forward along x because that's how I got the vector. I got the vector for that. It says right here in the rule book. Get forward vector x. What am I doing? What am I talking about? I'm so tired. Anyway, let's try to figure this out. Where was it? It was right here. We got to do more than getting the forward vector. We need to know the actual angle it's pointing in, not just the x. All three. All three. So how do we do that? You know, I'm not going to ask Google anymore. I'll ask a different one. Don't know if you hear me typing furiously. I hate doing this. I really don't want to admit that AI is ever helpful. At all, ever. They put it like roadblocks in front of, or speed bumps in front of everything, the road of progress. And every time you hit one, sometimes it's a speed bump, sometimes it's just a hole in the road. They go, user engagement. People want to use AI. And it's like, no, you put this in front of us on the road. We're not allowed to take it off. But then sometimes I'm just like, where should I turn? And AI's like, turn here. And sometimes you do it and you go off a cliff. Sometimes you do it and it's the right road. I don't want to give it any credit. But begrudgingly, sometimes I have to. What do you mean have to? I mean, it's the search now, right? Generically, I guess I could jump through hoops to not use it. But if it just like eats web pages and spits out the answer, then I'm using it. Enough dark thoughts. This is the kind of stuff that I'd have a brief conversation on a team with someone who knows better. They'll be like, geez, Dodo, what's wrong with you? You do blah, 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 blah. Be like, oh, I know I did it before. I just forgot. Let me write it down this time. And I put it into my notes, and then every time I have this. Is it in my notes? I've been taking notes. Get player controller from actor info, get player, get controller. Get avatar actor from actor info. Okay. Get controller. You can't. If I pull off this and say get controller, it says get AI controller. It's not AI controller. What is the base? It's just character. It's just character. I just did this stuff. As character, get camera manager. This isn't going to work. Well, this isn't the pistol, isn't it? This is the pistol, which is not something enemies will have. Cast to first person character. Convert to pure cast. Every time you pull the trigger is probably is not good for performance. Say get player, get say camera manager. Get camera rotation. First person camera. In socket name, none? No. Not get socket rotation. What's wrong with you? From camera rotation. Let's get out of here. Just want to see what's in there. From camera rotation, get forward vector. I don't think I need the camera location to get this, do I? Because it's like build one out of this crap. Oh, I feel so bad doing this. I know people are going to be like, it's okay. You don't need to feel bad using this stuff. Camera location plus camera forward vector times desired distance. Not tracing anymore. We're not tracing, we're flying. And we just add these together. Add them together. Add them together. I'm sure this will work with no problems. Get off my screen. You sicken me. It's not doing the thing either. Okay, number one, the AI at some point had been fed that information that was correct, and so it regurgitated it. Thank you for regurgitating in my face, AI, and saving me what could have been valuable minutes of my life searching documentation. Success. I'm going to leave it at that. We won. Thanks for watching. Bye.